The preview for Dragon Ball Super 122 has Vegeta fans foaming at the mouth. In it, we see Vegeta landing blows on Jiren and even making him sweat. Is this Vegeta showcasing the hidden power that we as a community have speculated about for so long? Or is it the offensive version of Ultra Instinct coming out? And if it is, what is the limit of his newfound strength? Let's talk about it. What is up, YouTube? It's Josh. This is the Den of Nerds. If you love Dragon Ball the way I do, subscribe to this channel. I'm going to be doing all sorts of Dragon Ball content as we head towards the end of the Tournament of Power. Oh, and shout out to DB Mystic, who got the nerd card question correct in my Super Saiyan White Vegeta video. You definitely know your stuff when it comes to Dragon Ball, so shout out to you. There will be another nerd card question at the end of this video. Alright everybody, we need to talk about Vegeta because obviously the preview for 122 has the whole Dragon Ball community sort of scratching their heads and a bunch of Vegeta fans throwing up their arms into the air in excitement. Yes, it showcases the Prince of all Saiyans landing blows on Jiren and even making him sweat. So I want to talk about what this could mean and break down all the evidence that is floating around. So let's talk about some possible explanations for why Vegeta is having so much success against Jiren when Goku was not able to have anywhere near that kind of success in Kaioken times 20 combined with Super Saiyan Blue or even in Ultra Instinct. I mean, plainly, we see Vegeta land 2 blows on Jiren, and even Ultra Instinct Goku only landed 1. Now, I guess one of the possible explanations that a lot of fans are sort of freaking out about is the fact that power scaling might not matter at all in Dragon Ball, which, you know, that would be a huge letdown, and I can see why fans would be upset about that given what they're seeing and no clear explanation. But I want to point to the My Balma moment, which was in the Battle of Gods arc, in which Vegeta in Super Saiyan 1 was able to surpass the power of a Super Saiyan 3 Goku. You see, this has happened before in Dragon Ball, and it's happened before specifically with Vegeta. I think Vegeta has an overwhelming amount of potential, and every once in a while something triggers that potential to make him freak out and become very, very powerful. So could this be a similar moment to the My Balma moment? I think maybe so. Another thing that a lot of Dragon Ball fans are talking about is Jiren perhaps being weakened or nerfed in some way in the Tournament of Power. And I actually do think there is some evidence for this. I mean, we do see Goku blocking a bunch of blows from Jiren and seemingly smiling and laughing while doing so. That is kind of a big deal and could suggest that Jiren is weakened. The more I think about this point, the more I'm kind of intrigued by it, and I might do a whole video about it. Because essentially, Jiren has not expended a lot of energy in the tournament at all. He's only knocked out a few people and tends to just sit there and meditate and sort of wait for when the big high-powered people are needed to be shut down. So what if, on the flip side of Jiren having all of this amazing power, is the fact that the time that he is able to use it is super duper limited? That would be kind of a cool twist and give him a sort of weakness and an out. It would also sort of explain why Toppo is in line to be a god of destruction and Jiren is not. Jiren, while maybe stronger than a lot of gods of destruction, if he's not able to sustain that power, then I don't see him really being able to be a god of destruction. So there's a possible explanation there. I think one of the things that a lot of fans are talking about, which makes a lot of sense to me, is that Vegeta has ascended in Super Saiyan Blue. You could think of this as Super Saiyan Blue 2. And I honestly think that this had already happened in the Goku Black arc. Remember, Vegeta gets completely trounced by Goku Black, but then goes into the hyperbolic time chamber and comes out stronger than he has ever been. At that point, he totally tears Goku Black a new one, and I think most fans would logically tell you that at that point, Vegeta was much stronger in Super Saiyan Blue than Goku was. I mean, Vegeta knows that Goku has the Kaioken times 20, and I think in his head, he's just saying, well, if I improve my base enough, that amplifier won't really matter. And I think he might be onto something. I think the bottom line here is that we are going to get an incredible Vegeta moment. This is going to be similar to the My Bulma moment, where he just freaks out and takes on a whole new level of power. And there are some pieces in the lore and in the episodes leading up to this that can sort of support him being able to defeat Jiren. I mean, you know, look, a lot of the fan base has already talked about how cocky he has been and how much of his energy he has been saving. I mean, he went Super Saiyan regular instead of Super Saiyan Blue several times in the tournament, and he refused to give his energy to Goku's Spirit Bomb. I think that he's been saving his energy for this exact moment, and he will ignite it in a fury to try to put a dent into Jiren. We also have to notice that Vegeta was completely handling Toppo in that fight, and even though he was taking blows, it's sort of explained in those exchanges that the reason he's getting hit is because he is distracted by Goku's fight. But on the flip side of that, what that means is that Vegeta is literally able to hang with Toppo while sort of just focusing on Goku's fight. He's not even giving Toppo his full attention, which should be a measure of how strong this dude really is. I think, once again, similar to the My Bulma moment, the fact that Vegeta loves his family and has sort of shifted as a character will be the catalyst for him achieving this new level of power. He's not just going to let his family and his whole universe be destroyed, and I think that will be a moment where he draws on that kind of rage and really gives it to Jiren. I'm really hoping, guys, for an incredible all-time great Vegeta episode in 122. Either way, I don't think Vegeta will be able to defeat Jiren, and if the leaks for the upcoming episodes are to be believed, he will have to work with Goku and will sustain some kind of an injury in his defeat handed to him by Jiren. Either way, I think he will expose Jiren and possibly put a dent into him, which he and Goku will then be able to capitalize on together. This would be really cool for Vegeta fans and sort of solidify his place in the Tournament of Power. Oh, and real quickly, let me talk about Ultra Instinct Offensive or Super Saiyan White, because these are just two of the theories that I really like, and I don't think we're going to see either of those things in the fight, and if we do, it will be sort of for a super brief moment. I would love for the aura around Vegeta to continue to have a lot of weight in it, to sort of hint at the mastery of God Ki giving us Super Saiyan White eventually, and I still believe that will be something that we get in Dragon Ball Super, but I don't think that's what's going to happen in 122. Similar with Ultra Instinct, I could see Vegeta sort of kicking into Ultra Instinct, but I mean, look, he's handing it to Jiren, and in order to trigger himself into Ultra Instinct, I think Vegeta needs to be pushed beyond his limits, which would probably require a severe beating from Jiren. So who knows, maybe in 123, that will be when the offensive Ultra Instinct kicks in. But yeah, I just wanted to touch on that really quickly. Regardless of what happens, I am incredibly hyped for episode 122 and the end of the Tournament of Power. As I've said a couple times in this video, I think we're getting an all-time great Vegeta episode. I think you've probably heard that one of the key animators, the same guy that did the famous Kefla Goku fight, is animating this episode, and I mean, you just have to look at this preview. It looks absolutely gorgeous, so the hype is real. This will be the first episode of 2018, and it's gonna kick off the year in a great way for Vegeta fans. So let me know in the comment section, what do you think is exactly going on here? How is Vegeta able to push Jiren back? Is Jiren weakened in some way, or is Vegeta just really that strong? I mean, like I said, I think he's been sort of hiding his power, and I think this is the moment for that. All right, let's check that nerd card really quickly. I want to know, what is the name of the aliens that taught Goku the instantaneous movement technique? That is the instant transmission in the dub. There's actually one of them in this tournament, and his species has been name dropped a couple times. So what is the name of those aliens? Answer that question in the comment section below. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and nerdy day. See ya!